Pretty slowly.
Take it.
Yes, quite. You need to be not blinded.
No, what's the name of you at all? Yeah, I would do that. Sit down, start. I'm just waiting for Alan to get his lot into here now. And we'll start getting lots of like try to go the whole run.
Yeah.
So that's the area over there they need to be in. We need to try and get as much of this going into that area, into there as quickly as we can. We need that engagement going, find these people in there, so you want to talk to, we need to try and do some sort of encouragement, just it looks like they're actually doing.
Going away, figure about maybe in the other area.
One's 202 and 201 coming to the front. Well, they need to come now. So if we can form a line here in the middle of this line and say, two people sit back to back. Yeah, Dom Allen's lot coming in now to do that.
What is happening here? So I think it's a case of wait and see, just to see what happens.
Okay, so the first thing I'd like to do is just ask you if you're happy to move into this shaded area where the permitted protest is allowed to happen.
Of your own volition, so this area, I will not be touching you, you just get up and we position yourself in your own.
Okay.
If you do not protest there, you protest here,
Should you not consider
piece of legislation that you have to aware of.
being in that blue area?
Ultimately, we'll try and get through to speak to everybody and show everybody. But as you can imagine, that's going to be a bit of a mission. So I'll just show you the map if you're aware. Yeah, it's alright, so take this one. Let's get to that time.
You were saying at this time you're not willing to move.
The 5 minutes, officers 1, 2, 6, 7, 8 and 9, Fleet Street,
Ladies and gentlemen, this area is not a place for you guys to protest. We have got an area marked out outside Royal Courts of Justice. It's in the bus lane. There is currently no Section 14 in place. However, it might start to be implemented. If it is implemented, you will all be liable to arrest. So for your benefit, if you do move down further outside the Royal Courts of Justice where you can continue your peaceful protest, that will be in everyone's best interest.
You can have a longer, more prolonged, more visible protest down there. Your presence at this protest will be removed. You can make a big impact now, you can make a prolonged impact just down there. I respect your right to protest, but this area is not allowed. You can pick up the traffic, I understand that's a goal. But maybe it isn't. Come a long way, sir?
are inspecting my security conditions in regards to that. And that would, obviously, that's the highway you made it on. Just to let you know at this point, okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? Just a simple nod of your head. Nod of your head to just suggest you don't want to talk to me. Okay.
Appreciate your time, Jay.
Sorry, madam, am I right to squeeze through? Thank you very much.
When you go that way, I'll go this way.
Thank you. Yeah, everything's on. I can see him on the camera as well on your live stream.
Just over there.
Vind je iedereen moeilijk te leggen? Had wel zien aan je.
Can I sit back a little bit, Nicky? Get my bum back on the bag.
How's it going?
I've just had an assurance there'll be no surprises. There's no legal framework in place to enforce removal of protesters. So at the moment the police are engaging to try and get them to move over to the north carriageway, which of course less disruption. But as we've put forward, it hits every Ziegler point. So that's a stated case, which means that it's focused on the Royal Courts of Justice and it's very relevant to the reason why we're here and protesting, which is for the 16 people that have been incarcerated 41 years for peaceful protest. And
in your professional opinion, Paul,
Yeah.
Blocking the south carriageway here, is that having a massive impact on TfL, Transport for London? Could they reroute the buses?
they can reroute. They've got procedures to reroute. They knew this was potentially going to happen today because it's all on the website. And they have to do that for various things. If there's an accident or if there's a royal ceremony or something, then they do it all the time. So traffic management is always possible, and we would say that that's the best thing to do. They should respect our right to protest. It is proportionate. It's 90 minutes long for people that are spending 5 years in prison for being peacefully trying to save life. And the police, one thing that I always make a point of is to point out that the police are here to save life, and they take an oath to protect human rights. And we're here to save life and protect human rights. So we're pretty much on the same page in that respect. We're here to protect the public.
Fantastic. In your final question, as a climate activist, do you think we're going to see climate justice this afternoon?
We won't get a result today, I doubt. I doubt. They'll hear all the evidence, then they'll go away, and then there'll be a separate day.
Deliberate.
I think, yeah.
It's good news about Rosebank, so
Fantastic.
let's hope for the Walney 16.
Exactly.
Thank you
Not
for
at
all
all.
your work.
Not at all. Thank you.
Conspiracy case, climbing the M25 gang trees, tumbling under a road leading to an oil terminal, and throwing soup over the sunflower being painted. What's been argued in court this morning is that the judges were right when they were sentenced, that the actions were so extreme that any kind of conscientious motivation was negligible in terms of reducing sentence. How far do you agree that actually those actions were extreme and they were designed to be extreme?
Well, there's a word that's come up in the court about proportionate, and disproportionate is the word that is used. And let's remember what the point of these actions was. It was to prevent catastrophe. These actions were all taken before the floods in Valencia, and remember the images that come out of that. They were taken before the fires in Los Angeles. And so when you know that that is what is happening, and you know those are not natural disasters, those are the consequence of human decisions and government policy influenced by oil industry, well, what is proportionate? If your goal is to prevent mass loss of life on that scale, who are we to say that people who take action to try and penetrate that mist of disinformation, that is disproportionate when what they're trying to prevent is total catastrophe? So I think it's total nonsense to say it's disproportionate. We know this has worked. In 2019, when Extinction Rebellion got onto the streets of London, it was just a couple of weeks later, for the first time, that Parliament levelled with the public. We are in a state of climate emergency. They'd known it for decades. This is what it took to get the truth into the public domain, and we've seen that. And even the people who are appealing today, Just Stop Oil groups who were demanding an end to new oil and gas licenses, Rishi Sunak saying our policy is maxing out on oil and gas. All the scientists, the government's independent advisors saying that is crazy. It's deadly, it's dangerous. Labour government comes in, it adopts the demand of those people and then sits back while they rot in jail, seems to be the mindset. So it's so wrong.
So today, what time are you guys going to ship out? Are you prepared to be arrested? Are you going to stay here for as long as it takes?
We've been completely level with everybody about this. This is not an attempt to cause maximum disruption. We're not here to cause disruption. We're here to send a message to the court that we do not tolerate corruption of democracy and corruption of the rule of law. So we don't need to be here all day to do that. It's a 90-minute protest. That'll be enough to get our message across. If the police really want to arrest us in the meantime and use more public resource on that, they're welcome to, because we won't be moving until 1:45. And if we're still here, that's when we'll get up and go.
Brilliant. That's everything I need. Can I just take a picture of you? Is that right?
Yeah.
Still on here as well?
No, sorry. I'll do it.
Just trying to have a conversation with
Thanks. Thank you very much, Tim.
It's me. Cheers. Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks. Thank you, Jerry.
That's all. I understand that. Can you talk more what you need to do? Are you just going to give me access to the stand? What were the processes here? Have you seen the map already explaining where the protests are taking place? Okay. Been lovely to speak to you. I hope you do get some practice. Sorry.
That's all right.
Bless you for being here.
So I don't even get my name out.
I thank you for your deep love of my lands and of my waters and of my air. And I thank you for your knowledge of your kinship with Mother Earth and all of her creatures and all of her plants. And I want you to know that I love you back. And as a token of my love, take this pebble, especially for you. Bless you. This one is for you.
Let's have everyone line up.
It's kind of you. That
Especially for you.
That does look. That's a nice looking one. Thank you.
Bless you and thank you. I love you. Oh, Mother Earth.
Activists, whether they are from Palestine Action or Just Stop Oil or other movements.
Is it justified to stop the traffic on a major London road though for those issues?
So the idea here isn't major disruption. We're going to stop this exhibition after 90 minutes, which is compliant with the Ziegler principles that was set by the Supreme Court. So this is a completely proportionate action that we're taking outside the Royal Courts of Justice. What we're really showing here is to Lady Justice Carr specifically, who said that deterrence works when it comes to protesting sentences, that you can't lock up resistance. You have to listen to everyone's concerns and you have to respect that protest. Whatever the reasons are behind the protest, we have to understand those reasons first rather than locking people up. Currently we're seeing 5-year prison sentences being given to completely peaceful people, and the narrative that the industry wants to get through, which is coming through largely through our media, is that disruption means not peaceful, when that's not true. Suffragettes, they slashed artwork, they broke windows. They didn't get these kind of prison sentences. No suffragette was in prison for 5 years. So then we're thinking, why, what's changed here? Why are we getting these kind of prison sentences during also a prison crisis, which is in the media all the time? So what we really need here is the reasons why we're protesting to be heard. We need, if people are still being prosecuted for protest, that truth to then be heard in court and judges to understand that. Judges not denying, climate science or genocide as a belief, but rather, the facts that they are.
The court heard this morning that the actions of those 16 defendants were so extreme that they shouldn't be given more lenient sentences. What do you make of that definition, that description of the actions as extreme?
I find the crisis that we're in extreme. So if we're talking about, these are Just Stop Oil protesters who are in court today, what they're protesting against is the extreme, is the situation that, in 50 years, about 1 billion people will die because of drought, floods, famine caused by this crisis. And that's before I even, hit retirement age. So what are we really saying that is extreme? Also, if we're talking about M25 disruption being extreme, I've sat on the M25 in disruption that was not caused by protest. So, we just kind of really look at what is extreme and can protest really be seen as extreme when it is a vital part of democracy. No one would have a weekend in this country if it wasn't for protest and striking. We don't think as the workers' unions as extreme when they got us these rights. We don't think as suffragettes as extremist when they got women the suffrage. So what we hopefully are seeing is that these people will be celebrated as heroes in the future, maybe not today, but in the future, and I think that requires us to change away from the language of calling them extremist or extreme actions.
Lovely. Right. Stay where you are for a second, next I'll just take a still picture of it, that's all right. Thank you.
What should we do? You're going to sign a petition? Petitions have been for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Sign it.
They're what?
They're celebs sitting in the road where Chris Backman's sitting.
Ah, okay.
And Hugh Houghton's stall.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're over there somewhere.
All right, okay.
So,
yeah. Oh, that dog is amazing. He's getting more cuddles than anybody else.
Of course, because he's scared that.
A midnight raid, because that was happening to
Okay. Keep going. Is there any chance we can work?
you guys! Woo!
I saw you setting up earlier. You got it all on. Very inspiring, incredible gathering. Just glad to be here.
Can I have a picture with you next to your painting, please?
Of course.
Thank you. Oh, lovely. Oh, have a good day.
By the time that's
Oh yeah, check that there. Quite fun there, right?
Huh?
Quite fun area. Chinatown, that is quite fun.
What do you mean?
Like people, lots of people.
Yeah, there's always a lot of people.
I'm worried this is going to blow away, guys.
I was just thinking
where's
it's
the queue?
kind of
Oh,
like
there it is.
being in the prison. So tell me, what did you think of it all? Was it a good demo? Right. Okay. And what did you think of the police attitude?
What do you think, huh? What do you think?
Right, okay. Would you do this again? Was it worthwhile? Yep, okay. I think that's a yes. Thank you very much. Excuse me? What did you think of the event today? Just a few words, please. Was it worthwhile? Was it a success? Yeah. Would you do the same thing again? Would you go to prison for your principles?
They're going to say no.